Hey folks, Lester here, and I'm trying to love on Stella. She's right here beside me. Oh, just ignore my knee brace. And then I also have Fiona. I got both girls come out to love on me a little bit. Hey, sweetie. So, I do love you so much. I love this girl right here so much. She's just a sweet, gentle soul. And I love Stella too. And they both love me. And so, good morning, everybody. How you all doing? Uh, Give me a chance to settle myself into the chair here. Uh, I'd been sitting for a while waiting on a McCoy's driver to get here. You know, those kind of drivers who say they'll be there between 9 and 11 or 9 and noon. And so I've been sitting here like twiddling my thumbs, waiting. And I'm like, darn it, I got to start this live at noon. Don't. You can turn my computer off. And would you believe that as I'm sitting here, about to start the live, I'm getting me a thumbnail, I'm getting everything logged in. My phone rings. It's like 11:55, y'all. My phone rings and I go ahead and answer it because it's a local number. And if it's not that fella from McCoy's, he's here with my delivery. Let me take this knee brace off. I feel so embarrassed having to wear this thing around. I'm not as bad as it may appear. Sometimes I can hobble with the best of them. So yesterday, Stella had a procedure done. She's been spayed now. Stella has been spayed, and they also worked on her ears. But they had to pack her ears, if y'all know what that means. Mwah. So, hi, babies. Okay, Daddy really is working here. This is actually part of my job. This is what I do for a living. I gotta do my job, Stella. Everybody wants to see Stella and Fiona. Fiona is such a gentle soul. She's such a sweet girl. So you're probably saying, Lester, so what about that McCoy's delivery? What are you going to do? Well, here's what I did. I answered the phone and I said, fella, I says, I'm so sorry. They told me that you guys would be here in the morning. I says, I waited as long as I could. I said, so what I'm going to do is I gave him the code to the gate, to the entrance drive, the side entrance, because they're bringing lumber. They can't fit up the driveway. I says, you were here last time, so you know right where I'm building the greenhouse. I says, go up and drop it off right by the greenhouse. I says, I'll leave you a tip and my credit card. I got to pay the driver. I'll leave you the tip and the credit card under the ladder. I gave this guy like these explicit directions of where everything's going to be. And he said that he would do it. And he'll leave my paperwork there in the same spot where he took the tip and got the credit card from. So it might get a little bit noisy. The dogs will probably bark at some point. So we're just going to keep on rolling. We're just going to go ahead and roll on with this thing, okay? Because this is my priority. This is what I do on Fridays at noon. And so I'm very blessed today to be joined by not only our Facebook, or I'm sorry, our YouTube folks, but also we got Facebook in on this. We got Facebook in on this today, and I'm going to tell you why. So I don't, there's not really an easy way to say this, but the Facebook format is going to change a little bit, my friends. The Facebook format is going to change a little bit. Thank y'all for the compliments. I'm seeing a lot of things about my shirt. You like my shirt. You like my shirt. You like the shirt. I appreciate that. Please show the shirt. See, I'm not just making this up. Y'all just think I make this stuff up. No, not that one. I'm not just making this up. It's just a t-shirt that I was gifted, and it says God, Family, Country. And I like it. I think that I guess I could have put animals on there somewhere. Animals have to be somewhere up in the top priority of who we are at I'm a Survivor and Longhorn Lesters. But I do appreciate the compliment, and I thank you for the shirt. I've had it for a little while, and I like it because it's that kind of soft cotton. So I think all of my t-shirts are cotton, but you know how you can have some softer cotton than others, and some kind of cotton is kind of scratchy and rough, and some is more fitting and just feels softer. That may take a lot of man points away from me. I probably just went with all my man points there because you all want a man who's rough and tough and can just put on a heavy starched shirt and just go out there and just really man it up a little bit. And here I am saying that I like soft cotton shirts. I do. I like soft cottony shirts. Okay, fine. Uh, who doesn't? Seriously, who doesn't? Do you think any of them cowboys who go out there with them heavy starch jeans and them heavily starched shirts and can honestly be comfortable walking around where they can't bend? I mean, they're like, "How you doing? Hello, how are you? How you doing?" Those guys are not comfy. There's no way they can be comfy like that. Thank you. So this sweet lady, Missy, says, "We know you're rough and tough, Lester." And then she put that little look at her little emoji, like a little wink, like, we know you're rough and tough. Missy, I don't know where you're coming from with that, and I don't know where you're going, but I like it. I like it. Yeah, sometimes you catch yourself in moments where you have to remind yourself that you're not going soft. You're not going soft. Here, y'all saw me with a knee brace when the live first started. And so, anyway, I'm sitting outside today. I'm sitting outside here at Longhorn Lester's. We had quite the storms come through last night. The entire Houston area had, I would say, 2-3 hours of really intense thunderstorms. There's not a person anywhere in this area who didn't get some rain and a lot of wind, some thunder and lightning. And so it's not foggy. Someone says, "Is that fog?" No, it's noon and it's not foggy. It's just an overcast day. The skies have still not really cleared. It did sort of a semi cold front, even though it's not cold, it's just cool, but it feels amazing outside. And so I thought, you know what? Today I'll just sit outside with you all and then I will just do the live from here. I hope that's okay with everybody. I don't think the wind's going to be an issue. We're on the side of the house, the big shop, where we're getting blocked from most of the wind. But yeah, that's crazy to me to read how in certain parts of the country there's still snow on the ground. Guys, it's darn near May. I mean, we're at the end of April. I'm trying to think what day is the 21st or something, the 22nd. Um, so there's a lot of folks who are talking about Pawpaw's tractor. Um, hold on, I love this little lady. Let me find her. This lady over here, she follows every channel I know. Vanessa, I'm sorry if I embarrass you, but she goes, "I about cry when you gave Pawpaw that tractor." That was a couple of days ago. Pawpaw posted that video today. But yeah, that was you don't see my dad get emotional very often. And so that was a neat moment for him. You know, my dad is a whole lot like the rest of us, and I bet a whole lot of folks like you. I even gave the title of today's live that. It's called Land Rich and Pocket Poor. Land Rich and Pocket Poor. And that is a very true statement, y'all. It's funny sometimes how things work with not politics, but with finances. And give me a chance to open this Dr. Pepper and take a swig. And I'm hearing that tractor over there now. I just want to, if you don't mind, I want to keep an eye on you all. And I'm going to try to keep talking, but I have to also make sure that he knows what he's doing over here and he can find everything. I don't know if you've ever heard that expression, land rich and pocket poor, but I heard that this morning. I was talking to a lady this morning, and someone says, "Lester, please clean the lens." Well, hold on. You remember your mom doing that to wipe your ears before church? Mom licking a towel. They have handy wipes now, so it makes it a whole lot easier. Okay. All right. Before we continue on, are we good? I'm looking for someone to say it looks better. Now you're crystal clear. Everson says that's beautiful. Perfect. Thank you. Spit shine. The fellows out there. Hey, buddy. You want to come join me on a live? There's 2,500 people here. You sure? Come on, man. Don't make me do this alone. The McCoy's driver is here. He just pulled up, and I invited him to come join me on the live. This ought to be interesting. Is he coming over here? No, he ain't coming over here. He said he don't look good on video. No, who does? There are some folks that look great on video, but not everybody. I think he looks fine. I wouldn't mind being in his kind of shape. He's a buff guy, big old buff guy, bearded up. I bet you guys would love him. Hey, most of these folks are women. I'm just saying. He's actually got my credit card and he's calling into the office to get them to deduct what they owe for the charge on delivery, COD. Anywho, I got a lot of things going on right now. I know, guys, it's a lot. Rosemary, sweet Rosemary says, I hope he closed the gate. And yes, Rosemary, whenever he called, and I says, when you come to the gate, I gave him the combination, and I says, make sure that you close that gate because them birds will be gone. Someone says, tell him we don't bite. Some of these women say they don't bite. He's laughing. He's out there giggling, laughing. I wouldn't mind y'all meeting this guy because I'll tell you what, he does a lot of deliveries here, and he's learned his way around this property. And some of these forklift drivers are so skilled at what they do. They can take those tractors and they can put things anywhere they want to. And I'm still watching. He might end up walking over here. Right now he's on the phone with the office. Someone says, we don't bite, we just nibble. We nibble. Ladies, y'all need to keep it clean. Y'all need to keep it clean. Catherine says, I'm single, LOL. Lester, please, I want to see him. I'm going to hold that up. Y'all think I'm making this stuff up. See, some comments you can't see because whenever I use this particular app that's called StreamYard, that pulls all of the channels into one. And there's Stella behind me. And so when all the channels come into one, whichever channel you're watching on, those are the only comments you can see. You can't see the comments. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm a Survivor, you can't see YouTube Longhorn Lester people. And same thing, if you're watching I'm a Survivor Facebook, you can't see Longhorn Lester YouTube. You can't see that. Now, I can see everybody's. That's the beauty of this app. And it also allows me to pull comments down towards the bottom so that I can talk about things. We can showcase things. And then, and we have a lot to talk about. I really just can't get started because my mind is focused on making sure that he gets his job done. And you walking over here? Here he comes. Come on over here, brother. He's only going to bring my card back. No, you're going to sit down for a minute. I can't offer you a beer because you're working, but you want Dr. Pepper? How nervous are you right now? I didn't build you. I said, you're a bearded man, good-looking fella. Come grab this chair and sit down here beside me. Come on. I don't think your work's going to care. Grab that chair, move that tripod out of the way, and then flip that cushion over because it has the dogs are sitting on it. Now pull that chair over here. You're with me. Come here. No, get over here, man. Don't you run away. All right, come on, sit down over here. All right. So first of all, introduce yourself, everybody.
I'm Tracy Craig, the driver for McCoy's.
And I was telling everybody how skilled you guys are. What kind of training does it take to learn to operate those forklifts the way you do. Settle down, Chrissy. Christmas comes out here wanting to be mean. Love, sweetie, love.
It just takes hands-on
So, well, you
experience.
have to have some kind of a class at some point, don't you?
Yeah,
Like a certification?
The company
The company?
provides it.
Listen, you seem very nervous right now. And whenever you and I talk all the time, you're never nervous. What's going on? Is this over here?
Probably.
You don't like see yourself on camera?
No.
So these are all the comments everyone's saying. Look, they're all saying hi to you. They're saying welcome. These are some really nice folks, really nice people over here. You guys could be brothers. He's hot. Is he married? All right, let's talk about you a little bit. We don't normally, when two guys are talking, like on the job site, we don't talk about personal stuff. So I know nothing about his personal life. But since you guys want to know, listen, so we got 3,175 folks here that want to know a little bit about you. So are you married?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
34.
34. How many kids you got?
2.
2 kids, boys or girls?
A boy and a girl.
A boy and a girl. So y'all done? Y'all going to keep going?
We're done.
That's smart. Isn't that the way everyone wishes it would probably be? I think that every married couple out there would probably like to have one boy, one girl, and then be done, because you've kind of experienced it both. Now, who's older, your daughter or your son?
My son.
And isn't that even better? I'm just curious how you guys feel. I would think to myself, now I have 2 sons, but I would think that anyone that has a son and a daughter, and then you're going to call it quits, you would probably hope that your son is older, just to be kind of an extra pair of
Protector.
eyes on the daughter, you
Kind
know,
of a protector.
on this, yeah, like a protector. Good. What is the hardest thing you have to do at your work? What's the most difficult job you have to do? And please don't say make it up my driveway.
No, that's pretty easy. I say that it's probably doing pickups.
Doing a
Probably the hardest.
pickup.
Yeah, picking up materials from a customer.
Oh, from a customer. So I didn't know why would y'all pick up stuff? Y'all normally deliver stuff. Why would you pick it up? Like returns or something?
Yeah, they didn't use all of it.
I didn't know you guys even did that.
Yeah.
So all them cinder blocks you could take back with you. I'm kidding. No, Jamie will find a use for them somewhere. I promise you. I promise you. Now, so this fella here, oh, look what this lady says. Lester, please, I want to see him. Okay, Val, I hope that you're happy. I have shown you our driver from McCoy's. And then I got another question too. Are there certain places that when you get a call to deliver, you're like, say, oh no. And you guys all like hope that it's not going to be you who they take it out, like drop it off. And at the same time, are there places that you like to go? You can be honest. No one's going to judge you here.
I mean, it depends on the job, I guess, or the
materials you're having to unload. So whenever you get a call to Longhorn Lester's, and I'm saying we'd probably at least get a couple a month. Is this a good drop off or a bad drop off? I've already given you a tip, so I'm not going to take it back. I will not take it back. I promise. You like this drop, or is this a tough one for you?
No, this one's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy. Okay. And them birds don't scare you at all?
No.
Longhorns? You have no fear of the animals whatsoever.
I just had a delivery not too long ago. Today, there was a peacock flew up on the truck.
Oh, and those can be kind of mean.
And wouldn't get off.
Oh, no. What'd you do?
I started moving.
You got a video of it?
No, I got some pictures.
He took a picture. So at a job, a peacock flew up on his tractor, not here, but a peacock flew up on his tractor and would not get off, and he took a picture. Let's see it.
Here it is in my mirror.
You have an iPhone, or you have
It's an Android.
You got an Android? So this over here is the peacock that would not, oh, that came out really clear, that would not get off of his tractor. And that's a male. You see his neck? All the colors on his neck, that's probably a male peacock. They're a lot more colorful than the females. Do you know why the male birds are more colorful than females?
Mm-mm. You
want to know?
Yeah.
So in nature, there's 2 reasons that why male males in nature, not with humans, we're totally opposite, but males in nature, especially birds, are normally more attractive and more colorful. 2 reasons. Number 1, that's how they gain the attention of the female, which is a good thing. But number 2, they also gain the attention of predators. So as the females can continue to lay on the nest, hatch the eggs, produce, continue, the species along, and the males pretty much take it so that the females can live on. Isn't that kind of neat?
Yeah.
And then one more thing about birds, and I don't know if you know or not, whenever they fight, and some, male birds, like anything else, will fight over female, over dominance. And the way they fight is not to hurt each other physically, but they want to pluck feathers from each other, because the more naked the bird is, the less attractive. And so if one male can completely pluck the other one, all of a sudden the girls want nothing to do with them. They want the bird that has all the plumage. How about that for a little life lesson?
It's pretty cool.
Now you know.
I better get out of here.
All right, your boss ain't gonna be mad, and if so, just tell him that I ain't gonna shop from there no more. All right, brother. Thank you, man. No, it's good. Maybe I'll get Jamie to join me next, or whoever else shows up over here. Come on, Stella. Take care, buddy.
You too.
See you later. Okay, yeah, good. Just and close that gate behind you if you don't mind. All right, that was fun. That was awesome. And so I've known this fella for a couple of years now. We've been working with McCoy's. Now, McCoy's does us no favors. We do have an account at McCoy's set up with the nonprofit, so we don't have to pay taxes on materials that are used for animals, meaning barns, anything to do with the agricultural. They call that an ag exemption. And so that's why we use McCoy's more so than Home Depot or Lowe's, or we have all of the different lumber places around, but we try to stay loyal to those that are loyal to us. And I will say this, I called McCoy's this morning, and if you can ever get to know a company good enough to where you can kind of bypass the phone operator and ask for certain individuals, they know who you are. And someone says, credit card? I'm not going to show you that, but I did get it back. So there, abracadabra, there's my credit card, okay? I got the credit card back. What he did not leave me is the paperwork. So we have it all electronic anyway, so that's not too bad. But, you do try to stay loyal to those that are loyal to you. And so when I called, his name is Joel. I says, Joel, it's Lester. And I says, how busy are you guys today? And he goes, well, we got a load. We got several loads to, load out. They call them loadouts. And I says, listen, is there any way we could get y'all to grab us some stuff before the weekend? They don't deliver on Saturdays and Sundays. And I says, I have a fella coming tomorrow who wants to get a couple of jobs done. And he said, yeah, he'll work it in. And so he was able to work it in this morning because I'm here. You guys know that I don't spend the entire day here. I normally go back and forth to the other property, and I normally leave here by 11, 12 o'clock. Friday's a little bit different because I do this. But bless McCoy's for getting over here, dropping my stuff off. And then y'all got to visit the McCoy's delivery driver, which was awesome. And he had an experience with a peacock, and he just learned something new. How much y'all want to bet that he's going to go right out of his truck, and while he's driving, go try to find this live and back it up to find himself? And then here's the problem. He's not going to be watching himself. You know that, right? He's not going to watch himself. What is he going to do is what we all do. We're going to read the comments and say what people say about him. And y'all, you naughty. Some of y'all are naughty, and y'all can say some naughty things. So you've just made his day. I promise you that. You've made his day the same way you've made my day, and we're blessed for that. Someone says, Lester, you're giving out too much information. I don't care anymore, y'all. I don't care. I've already said it plenty of times. The crazy people, those that are crazy enough to drive here, have already found us. It didn't take the crazy people long at all to utilize the internet and to do what they do. And so, yeah, the crazies found us within a month of us being here. And so at this point, I don't even care anymore. All I can say is that, hey, don't forget what state we're in. We are in Texas, and don't forget what happens to trespassers in Texas. So I would be very careful if you're, we share our farm through social media. And so just let us share our farm and our babies and our lives through social media, and not go any further than that, please. And yes, we do have gates at both properties that we keep closed. So anybody roaming around our properties is by far a trespasser. And I know, y'all. Stella just wants to know why I'm sitting here for so long and who the heck am I talking to? Okay, so y'all want to get back to Pawpaw's tractor. I will just say that we were blessed to be able to give my dad something that he's never had. He's obviously lived and grown up on a farm, but he's never had a new tractor. And the videos have opened up all kinds of opportunities to this family, things that we could have never done before that we're able to do now. And it has been Jamie and my mission to make sure that we take advantage of the moment, because we know that our time here on social media is short. The window is very short. It's a very short window. And we're gonna, if we can pay a blessing forward, then we're gonna try to do that at every chance we get. And then any money that we invest is always back into the property. I've talked about this before numerous times, that it's the animals who have made us who we are. And sometimes a creator can forget that. It's true. There's a lot of creators that can forget that it's the animals that made them who they are. It's the animals that opened up that window, that door into social media. And the first things they forget about when they start making some money are those animals. And so you have to turn your monies back into your animals, and your animals have to be rewarded and gifted and treated like royalty, because in fact, they are the ones that are responsible. And that's why it bothers me so badly. I've had some riffs back and forth, if is a good word. It's not drama. I don't want to call it drama, but I have had issues with other internet folks who take advantage of you, the folks who follow their channel, knowing that they're making money off of not only your kindness and the fact that you watch their channel, but also they don't mind. They're completely open with asking for money, asking for donations, asking to support their Patreon, whatever they call that. And all the while, none of that money, or very little of that, is being turned around back to the animals or the property. But instead, don't get me on my, here we go. Oh, Missy, I thought you were going to say something mean. I thought you said that you disagree with what I was saying about the other creators. And you can. Everyone's free to disagree about the other creators and how they sometimes, in my opinion, this is my opinion, how they forget what got them there. But we will try to never be guilty of that. We will try to always be humble and remember how we got here and who it is who keeps us here. Because, Missy, that was very kind what you said. But no matter how good of a storyteller, if I don't have, let me just say it, let me just put it to you this way. Here's a great example. So if I try to make this plant be the focus of my video, it's not only the focus that has your attention, does it? Yes, the plant is the focus, but you can't help but notice what's all around the focus. There's a dog leash. There's 2 coffee cups. There's a paper towel. There's an opened Dr. Pepper. There's my darn credit card. On the ground, you probably can't see it, but there's a pen or a pencil. There's an unrolled up water hose. There's potting soil spilt across the ground. And so people don't sometimes realize that. That's been one of the biggest lessons I've tried to talk about with my son, is that remember, your focus is here, but people, meaning you all, are going to also notice all of this. And you have to make sure that what you're focused on is that's your attention right there. But all of this stuff here has to complement Complement, Complement, complement meaning it all goes together. Because so ultimately you have to be aware of what you're videoing, and you have to be aware of what's in the surroundings. And so you don't video nasty pastures, you don't video dirty water, you don't video things that you don't want people to see, because that also is a reflection of you. And so many creators, they don't think that. They want to focus right here, and it's all about me, and it's all about me. And that right there is something that drives me crazy, because it's not. Now, obviously, when you do a live, it is about a one-on-one conversation, if you will. But there are too many creators that forget how they got where they're at. And I'm just rambling on about other stuff, aren't I? I'm just rambling on about all kinds of stuff. No, but I think that everyone should remember that you are where you are, and it was a gift and a blessing from above to put you here. And too many people forget that, and they begin to think that it was them and only them. And then that's where open doors they begin to take advantage of people, and that has always bothered me. But no, the tractor to my dad, and at his age, knowing that my dad will not live forever. I mean, none of us will, but my dad will not live forever. And it was just really neat to be able to see him have a special moment with something that was that was unexpected. You can't surprise my dad on lots of stuff, but he does have 2 old tractors that he's had for darn near 40 or 50 years, as old as I am. And my dad's the kind of guy who doesn't get rid of much. He doesn't get rid of much. So he just kind of holds on to stuff. And so I insisted. I says, Dad, you're getting a new tractor that, if you take care of it, will last you 30, 40 years. I says, so do not keep those other 2 pieces of junk. I says, you don't have an attachment or a bond. You're not going to hurt their feelings. I says, don't leave them stored up. Move them. Get rid of them. And I don't know if he will or not. I don't think he will. But that's Dad. He has him a new tractor, and it has a cab, so he can have his air condition or his heater. He can work in the rain. He can drive around and listen to the radio. I don't know what he'll do with this tractor, because Dad's not really a tractor working kind of guy, not like me or Jake or Daniel, my brother Daniel. We work on our tractors every day. Dad doesn't. Now, it could be because his tractors don't work they're not always reliable. But I also think it's because Dad doesn't do tractor work as often. But here's what my dad said in this video, is that he doesn't have to ask. And I don't think people realize how important that is to someone who's prideful, because it's hard to ask for help, y'all. It's hard to ask for help. And now, for however many years my dad lives on, hey, babe, you can join me. For however many years my dad lives on, if he needs gardening, come on. If he needs
working.
Oh, you're working. I just heard you moving around.
I heard your little tractor talk. And did you talk at all about whenever I told you that you didn't need a tractor? Do you remember that?
So that's funny. So my tractor was destroyed in Hurricane Harvey. And Jamie, now at that point, we weren't making videos like this. So there was no money coming into the farm at all.
Sure there was. You were a teacher.
Well,
and I was doing my job, and the money coming into the farm was that. Like whatever was left over, we would not go out to dinner because we did XYZ project instead. Hay had to be bought, things like that.
Well, the entire place had to be rebuilt. And so I kept telling Jamie that I need to get me a tractor. I kept looking around on Craigslist or on Marketplace for a decent tractor. Just could not find one. And she just kept saying, why do you need a tractor? Why do you need a tractor? And
Tell them what we used.
my Jeep. So I did go and I found an old Jeep. It's a great Jeep, but all of my tractor work had to be done using a Jeep. So the hardest thing that tractors are required for are moving round rolls of hay. So what I would have to do is take my Jeep and back it up to a roll of hay, and then Jamie would get out and tie a strap. We had a big old long, probably a 50-foot strap, and we would wrap it around that hay.
And then go through the loop and hook it onto the bumper.
And then
And pull.
I would put it in 4-wheel drive, and I would just drag hay. Sometimes that hay would just start tumbling and rolling behind me, and
he's back there yelling at me like, keep it straight.
I'm like Indiana Jones, and I'm like watching this giant boulder roll down through, and I'm like just trying to go fast enough to where I don't
dragging half of the pasture with us. Like,
yes, because the sad thing is, as you're dragging that hay to where it belongs, you're dragging other things too, like little goats. I'm kidding, but sticks and piles of poop and everything else.
But we used it to build fences.
So to pull my fencing tight, I would run a strand of wire.
Oh my God.
And I would tie my barbed wire
date
onto the bumper, and I would just start pulling. And as that wire got tight, I would like, take your hand and wiggle it. I need to see the tension. How much tension is in that wire?
Our third date involved building a fence out back behind Uncle Raleigh and Aunt Joanne's house. I've never touched barbed wire, climbed through barbed wire in my whole life. And here's Lester crimping it onto the back of the hitch the bumper and telling me to get in and drive forward until he says stop.
Yeah, I
you know how dangerous it is, because that wire would snap and come back at him, and like and the
I'm not scratching my hiney. I'm trying to get my water.
Communication was tough. That's all I'm gonna say. But we did it. We had no idea what we were doing.
No.
And I just remember walking down. We had a rake handle that had broken off from Hurricane Harvey, and the wire spool was around it. And here we are. Most people hold hands on dates, go to movies, romantic things. No. We held the stick that held the wire as we walked down and trudged through the pasture in my white Nikes, mind you.
I don't think people get that. So, you have this big old giant spool of barbed wire.
It's heavy.
And there's a hole that goes through it. So what we do now, and what we've always done before, is put our hay spear in through that, and then we unroll from the hay spear. It makes it easy. But there was no hay spear. So what we had to do was put a piece of a rake handle or whatever. Both of us get on each end. So you're on that end, I'm on this side, and we're walking, and that wire is unspooling, and it's raking across your legs, and you're getting cut up, and it was just
and the weeds are as tall as your hips are, and there's sticker bushes, and you're trying, as it's unwinding, keep in mind it's wire. It's not like string that just lays flat. So it's trying to fight you and curl up against it as well, and it's attaching to all of your body parts that you don't want it to, and your hair, because you're a city girl and didn't think that you'd need a ponytail holder during that moment. And the whole time he's giggling and laughing like such a city girl.
No,
a city girl.
I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at my good fortune, because on all the fencing that you were not there, guess what? There's one man holding that, and I'm walking like this with that wire unspooling right here in my face, and I'm having to hold my head out of the way and hoping that my arms would hold out long enough as I slowly back up, hoping not step on a snake. And so, no, that was me laughing, was just, oh, my good fortune. I got someone.
No, it was fun.
I actually see where I'm going now.
So when Lester says, we need a tractor, I look at him and I'm like, we did all this without a tractor. You don't need a tractor. What a waste of money. That's stupid. We got the Jeep. We got us. It's going to be fine. And I was like, what are you going to use it? Like once a month to move hay? What a stupid waste of time. And then we got a tractor, and what a life changer. We use it to get packages, to take the trash down. Honestly, this is something silly. It has retained our bodies much, much greater than it would have if we hadn't have had it, because I didn't know what we didn't have.
Yeah.
I didn't know what we didn't have.
You don't know what you don't know. Now, anyone who has a farm knows the use and the blessing of having a tractor. But a tractor is a great investment. If you take a tractor, if you treat it right, a tractor will be a lifelong investment. And there are probably people here that have either grandparents or maybe your husband who has had the same tractor for as long as you've known them. Because tractors are like that. You keep the oil changed and you keep a few basic things done, and tractors will last you a lifetime.
Sue says tractors push T-posts in too. Sure do, saving shoulders because
There was an old system in place. This is a T-post driver, and if you've never done that, my God,
the first time that he told me to go get the T-post driver, and I went to go pick it up thinking it's this silly little piece of like light pipe. The pipe
Yeah,
itself
it's
weighs like
50
40 pounds.
Yeah,
50 pounds.
it's very, very heavy. It has to be heavy to do the job, though. So no, we've roughed it, and that's why I'm saying just how blessed we are that we that's the word, that's the expression, Jamie, though. You ever heard this? Is that you're land rich but pocket poor? You ever heard that? And so
I've heard of dirt rich, so that makes sense.
dirt rich, pocket poor.
Yeah,
Yeah, you look at my wallet, you're probably gonna find $6 if you're lucky.
you're better than
But-
me. I don't have any cash.
But we are blessed to be able to do things for the land and stuff from our videos that we're working on and that we work on. And so
All right. Well, I'm sorry to bother you. I only have like 15 minutes for my next call, so I was just taking a moment of fresh air.
okay.
It's good to see y'all. Have a great day.
All right. Guess who else joined me a moment ago? The driver from McCoy's.
Oh, I thought it was Lowe's.
No. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm happy that my dad is able to enjoy his tractor and do whatever he wants to do. If it's nothing, then it's nothing. But at least he has a tractor to do nothing with. Listen. Beverly has spotted Jamie and thinks that she might somehow sneak in a snack or two. And that's cute. Jamie, who has all this work to do, who had to leave us, goes right to her garden.
I had 15 minutes.
You don't look like you're doing much work to me. So just kind of an update real fast. I've been yakking for about 45 minutes about nothing really. I want to say a couple of things. Both Stella and Christmas are home. They went and had a procedure done yesterday. They've been spayed. They're doing fine. Stella is doing great. Christmas is, this Christmas is kind of off and on, but she's been that way during the entire heartworm treatment. She has good days and bad days. And even a bad day is not like something that we worry about. She's just not as active as she normally is. And so we give them space. We give them a lot of inside time. And so we have the door wide open right now. It's a beautiful day. The temperature is perfect. And so Christmas is inside on the couch and Stella's here beside me. But they're doing great. Billy Bob is at the vet's today getting his procedure done. And I will tell you real fast. I'll actually show you a sad, sad picture. Who wants to see a sad, sad, sad picture? Come on. Who wants to see a sad, sad, sad picture? This is a picture of Billy Bob as of this morning. That's Billy Bob. So what they have to do with Billy Bob, I told y'all there's a new and improved technique that vets have been using when they do a neuter, and they don't have to remove the entire testicles. They don't have to do that anymore. Instead, they can go in underneath and just snip, very similar to what happens to a human man, whenever they no longer want to have children or produce children. So they've been doing that same thing with dogs, and that leaves the dog. It's a whole lot less intrusive of a procedure. So there's less risk of infection, which is great. Minimal stitching. And so that's what we thought would happen with Billy Bob. But this is going to sound kind of weird, and it may even come across as a bit vulgar. But Billy Bob has larger testicles than what the vet thinks. It would be easier just to go ahead and to remove those the way they used to do in the older days in the older procedure. And for she said it would be easier for him. And so I don't really know exactly her word choices. That Jamie dropped them off, and she's the one that told me all of that. So there is going to be a little bit of recovery time for Billy Bob. She said about 5 days before he comes home. Not home, he'll be back home tonight, but 5 days of complete recovery. And so we're excited about having that procedure done for Billy Bob. And so once he's done, then he can eventually get started on his heartworm treatments. And so I'm also happy to announce that we do have a wonderful lady who is insistent that she is the right choice to offer Billy Bob his forever home. And so I've been in contact with her. We had a very long conversation this morning, and Jamie and I both feel in our hearts that she will be a good option for Billy Bob. And so that will be happening at some point as well. So there's not a whole lot more to say about the dogs. Billy Bob will be going to a great home. Stella, Christmas have had their procedures done. They're doing fine. Millie, Fiona are great. Back at the other property, the dogs are all doing wonderful. Buddy, Trixie. Yeah. Okay. So someone says get evidence. Not real sure what the evidence is, but I guess we can talk about text. I guess if you want to, we can talk about text, because by this time, everyone has noticed in both platforms that Tex has had some visitors this week, and we're running our very own band camp. I'll just call it band camp, and we are running our very own band camp where we had a couple of ladies come in, and they were supposed to be here for a couple of days. And those couple of days have ended up turning into, well, today would be a week. Today would be 1 week. And that happens sometimes, guys. Remember, there's no guarantee of how long it's going to take for your heifer to come into heat. So we do know that Tex has been showing a lot of attention to where'd that go? Sweeping shadows. We don't call them smears. I just call it friction marks. Okay, friction marks. Can we call it friction marks? Let's start that as a new term. And that just kind of come out of my head one day. So if you don't follow the Longhorn Lester channel, you wouldn't know about this. But we've noticed that one of the heifers has these friction marks on her backside. And even though I have not personally witnessed anything going on besides your typical getting to know each other, playful stuff, there's friction marks on her. There's rub marks. Okay. There's rub marks. I guess the closest I can. Do y'all remember the days? How about, can we just call it rug burn? Rug burn. You've all experienced rug burn. Oh my God. Someone just said it. Gina, you and me are on the same mindset. So there was back in the days, y'all, before people did much grooming, there was something called rug burn. It was just a term that was thrown out loosely. Yeah, it's just kind of rug burn. I got a little irritation, from rug burn. No big. Oh my God! Someone says beard burn. beard. Okay, y'all are some naughty folks. Y'all are some naughty people on here today. But yes, so I'm just going to just keep what I was saying. And we're not going to call it carpet burn. But road rash. Okay. Anyway, so we did notice a couple of friction marks on one of the heifers, which means there may have been some activity there. But y'all, if you don't stop, I cannot keep a serious face. The other heifer, though, the one that I have kind of joked about calling her Jezebel, is not showing as much. Tex doesn't show her as much interest, almost none at all, and which tells me that either she's not in heat, obviously, but maybe she's. Oh my gosh. um, um, so the problem, though, here's the problem. Here's the problem that I have discovered about myself is that when we took Gracie and Pearl back over to I'm a Survivor, we saw how much it affected Santiana and Tex and Charlene, because Santiana was in fact seeing her daughters. Now, I know what you're all going to say. Lester, they're animals. I know, y'all. I've been raised around animals my whole life. I get it. But we also saw lots of emotion in all of that. And we know that we feel like Santiana had a yearning. She was missing her daughters. And so the day that trailer showed up here, which would have been 2 weeks later with these other two heifers, our initial thoughts were that Santiana could tell they were ladies and she was going to put a stop to that real fast, even though many of you guys pointed out that Santiana probably remembered that when her daughters left 2 weeks earlier, it was in that same trailer, and she was probably hoping that her girls had come home. Well, it wasn't her girls. We sit there and we've seen all of the different emotions throughout the course of the week, with Santiana not being very open to Tex's idea of an open relationship. Excuse me. And so it's been funny because as the week has moved on, we have seen Santiana push off Charlene to have the two new heifers babysit. We have seen Charlene. We've seen a whole lot of Charlene's personality grow in the fact that she's going to defend her mama at all costs, just like a good little girl should. That's her mama, and you're not going to hurt my mama. We've seen Charlene really show her true colors. And lastly, guys, over the last couple of days, we've seen these 4 cows, the bull, the 3 heifers, and Charlene, and they've begun to slowly bond. They've bonded, darn it. And now they feel themselves to be a herd, H-E-R-D. And so what I'm watching every day, I'm going to have to cough. Excuse me, had to clear my throat. What I'm watching every day is Tex walk around with his family, who he considers his family. And they, Tex always leads the way, and all the ladies follow along. Charlene's running circles around them, doing what kids do. And they lay together in the shade. They eat together. They graze. They come to the barn every afternoon during my feed time, and they eat in their stalls. And they've all sort of conformed to the routines that we have in place here. And I have fallen victim to feeling like I love them, like I love this for Tex. And so the longer they stay, the harder it's going to get. I know that. The longer they stay, the harder it's going to get. And you guys know that whenever you offer to have animals come in for breeding services, it could take a month, y'all. It could take a month because you don't know if that cow has just run her course, her cycle, and now it's going to be another 20 days before she comes back into heat, or what's going to happen. So anyway, I've been in constant contact with Miss Laura and Mr. Ricky, and they watch the videos now. They're watching the videos, so they're They are the first ones to send me a text almost every morning after the video comes out. Sometimes I'm still in bed and they don't realize that what they watched today was recorded yesterday. So they think it's actually happening right now. So they text me early about what's going on, this and that. I'm sometimes waking up to a text and my eyes don't always work. I'm just trying to kind of make my eyes be able to see whatever they're saying. But I know that Miss Laura has a soft spot for what's happening here. She does. We've talked about it. She has she's a woman, y'all. She's a woman. And there's nothing bad about that. This is actually a really sweet thing, but she's so much of a woman. And now remember, I call her Longhorn Laura. I called her Longhorn Laura because the way she handled these cows. And I know that even though Mr. Ricky runs that ranch, Miss Laura works that ranch right alongside with them. And I saw the way she got up in that trailer and got these cows by the horns and pulled them out in that trailer transfer. And anyway, I'll say that me and Miss Laura have had some discussions about this, and she thinks it's a beautiful thing what's happening. Her husband is a man's man, and he doesn't see all of the emotions that we see and stuff like that, because to him, they're cows and they were sent here for a purpose, and he can't wait to get them back home and then see what kind of offspring they produce, and he can eventually grow his longhorn herd. To Miss Laura, though, she loves seeing the little family, and so don't think for a minute I'm not going to try to work this, y'all. Don't think for a minute that this is above me. Do not think for a minute that this guy's not going to try to work out some kind of a deal here, okay? I am. And I think that Miss Laura is going to be the weak spot who I'm going to go after those emotions, y'all. I am. That's horrible that I admitted that. I hope she's not watching this right now. I hope she's not watching this right now. God forbid. But no, I love that. I love the fact that Tex is out there living his best life. He's sitting there with 3 ladies who he considers to be his family, along with little Charlene, who's running all around, his daughter. And I wish that he could know how good the other cows are doing back at I'm a Survivor. Really, I do. I hope that he knows how good they're all doing. Because if you guys do watch the I'm a Survivor channel, you know that Jolene, who's my little princess, she is my own little, she's the sweetest cow that I've ever, she's my most beloved cow. I love her. Oh, I love her. But along with Pearl, Gracie, and Waylon, who's also, I got a weak spot for Waylon. They're doing so good over there. And here goes the dreamer in me. Here goes the dreamer. This is the dreamer in me. Here comes Jamie again.
I'm going to do my call.
The dream. Oh, someone says Queen Jolene. Yes, that's true. The dreamer in me says, you know what? You got Waylon with his beautiful family of Jolene, Pearl, Gracie, and eventually Charlene with Waylon, right? That's a perfect size family right there. No one shares a bloodline. Well, I mean, the girls do, but not with Waylon. So that means that, hey, it's there you go, Waylon. Enjoy. And then over here, don't think that I have not considered working a deal or working some magic or talking to Miss Laura and seeing if we can figure out a way to do something to I could have Tex along with, he could have a couple of regular ladies. I got to clear my throat. That is the most embarrassing thing ever. I'm not sick. I just have to clear my throat. So the pasture is plenty big enough. It's plenty big enough. 10 acres with a pond. We got amazing grass. We also feed grains every afternoon. We keep out hay year round. And so there's plenty of nutrition. All of the minerals are out there, and the heifers are sweet. The heifers are sweet. So when me and Miss Laura were talking, she talked about possibly we could figure out something maybe, and she'll talk to her husband. But I'm going to continue to work my magic, and if any offspring are produced, maybe figure out something like that. And I think I told y'all already that she has more of a interest in the minis, and they've been raising some minis. And she talked about how the minis would actually open up more pasture for them if they could get the larger animals off. So just give me some time. Give me some time. And I do believe that what's best will happen. You can't force things. You just let things happen naturally. And the same way we've just seen this natural progression of Tex and this family unit has formed. I don't know. We will see what happens with these ladies. But I tell you what, I have fallen in love with them. In saying so, though, I'm going to be honest. And I do think that the real pretty one, who I call Jezebel or Jezzy, she might have a couple of screws loose up here, if you know what I mean. She might have a couple of screws loose. A lot of times people make jokes about a dingy blonde and stuff like that. But in this case, it's no dingy blonde. It's Jezebel just has a couple of screws loose. She just cannot seem to figure out our routine. We have a great routine, and she just cannot seem to figure it out. For Christ's sake, I'm like, come on, little girl. But they all go inside the stalls, and that's another thing too. That's a bragging point. You know, getting those cows to go into those stalls was going to be it was going to make it or break it deal for me. It was a make it or break it deal for me. Because if they wouldn't go into stalls, it was going to require a lot of work to load and on all of that. But because the fact that they go, someone says, I have some, Shara, where's Shara's? Shara, where'd that go? It's okay. I have some screws loose as well, and I've made it to 40. Shara, I got so many screws loose, and I've made it to 50. So there you go. So I don't think that Jezebel is traumatized by the whole trip over. I think that I will say that the trailer ride itself might have been a little bit traumatic. It was probably the first time they'd been in a trailer, and then to be shifted from one trailer to another. Guys, I can't stop reading. I'm wondering if Miss Laura's going to say anything, and I don't know what she's going to say if she does. Or I don't think Ricky's watching this. I don't think he does social media at all. It's not his thing. But anyway, we're going to see what's going to happen with all of that. We will see what's going to happen with all of that. And in saying so, I don't really know a whole lot more I can do for you right now. We've been super blessed. It's been a really busy week. And my video coming out tomorrow morning is going to showcase a whole lot of things that we've done around the property this week. But just can't tell you how much we're blessed, how much we appreciate and are thankful for you guys, and for the fact that you allow us a place in your hearts, and you allow us time, like Jamie always says, and time being the most valuable thing that any of us have, and you allow us some of that. And so we really appreciate you doing that. Last thing I'm going to say is sort of on the business end of everything, and this mostly applies to Facebook folks, in the fact that the Facebook channel, the Facebook videos are not going away. So don't even think that. But we're still working with Facebook, trying to figure out what we're doing wrong, and how we're not able to meet the criteria to be where we should be in their algorithm. So like I said, YouTube, this has nothing to do with you guys. If y'all want to leave, I totally understand. And Facebook, I'm not trying to scare you, and I'm not trying to run you off, and I'm not trying to make you shift channels. We owe everything to the wonderful people at Facebook who gave us an opportunity, and who offers us a platform, and who allows us to give, you our videos, and they they offered us the page to make money from those videos, enough so that, you know, even though Jamie still works, I'm only part-time, and I actually take more days off than I should. But the I keep my job for my insurance. Okay, there you go. I'm just going to lay it out there. I keep my job for my insurance. I've only driven a bus 10 times since my shoulder injury. So what does that tell you? I don't work a whole lot, okay? But I still get my insurance. But I just don't know exactly how to say this, but we're having a couple of issues working with the Facebook and their AI technology, and it's making it to where they're hiding us from a lot of people. You're not even seeing our videos. You don't even know that we're on. You don't know where we've been. We're getting emails about, I haven't seen y'all in weeks or months. And so even though I can come here and keep telling you guys how to do it, go to the page and find it, it doesn't matter because not everyone is seeing this right here. And so you guys that are seeing this right here, you're not having a problem with Facebook. It's the other 1.7 million that can't find the page anymore. They don't know we even exist. And that's hard. So we're still working on what is the best system. We've experimented with the up and down. That did not go over very well. We've experimented with shorter videos instead of a long 20-minute one, making them a 4 or 5 minute one. That did not go over very well. Jake and Brienne are both on, they seem to have figured some stuff out in the fact that they are doing short videos throughout the day. That's just not our style. So I don't know what's going to happen, y'all. Just be aware that we're playing around with Facebook a little bit, trying to figure out what's what. But YouTube will not change at all. We are right where we have always been on YouTube, right where we want to be. And we're still going to try to figure out this Facebook thing. But, you know, Facebook, you don't blame them. I will say that they are a business. They're a company. And I think that TikTok has really, really put a thorn in their side. And when I say TikTok, the reason that TikTok has affected Facebook more than YouTube is because YouTubers go to YouTube to watch videos. However, Facebook people don't really go to Facebook to watch videos. You go to look at your nephew's new bike. You go to see where so-and-so's eating dinner tonight. You go and you do a check-in to wherever you're traveling to. So Facebook and videos have not always gone hand in hand, even though a lot of us have come to be a part of a big happy family through the videos. So we don't want to lose that, y'all. We don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose you, but we do got to figure out what we're doing wrong, because we're getting more and more and more messages saying, where have y'all been? Where have you been? I can't find you. And so what they call that is shadow banning. We've been shadow banned and I don't know why. I don't know why, but I do think that TikTok has come on to the scene. And so Facebook is playing more short content. And so obviously when you play a long video, if you devote time to a long video, from a company standpoint, you're taking away all of those short videos. That's like if you go into a restaurant and you only have an appetizer and a couple of drinks, and then you leave, they'll make more money from having that table turn over than they will from a family coming in, sitting down, and having a full meal. Think about it that way. By people coming into a little two-top table and eating and leaving, eating and leaving, eating and leaving, they'll make more money from having a table, a family of 4 or a family of 6 come in for a long meal. So I think it's the turnover. And I think that Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, you know, all those things are all about, let's just turn over. They want to turn over. They want to fast, 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 fast. And I'm afraid that is what's creating a lot of the reason that I'm a Survivor Sanctuary and Longhorn Lester's is just really struggling. and people can't find us. And I hate that. But we're going to figure it all out, y'all. But this is nothing for you to worry about. You just keep on doing what you're doing. Just know that we are trying to figure some stuff out on our end and trying to find a way that we can meet Facebook in the middle. So, yeah, there's a lot of people saying that your videos never come up on their feed. They have to go look for it. And so I understand that, y'all. I understand that. We're not trying to hide from anybody. And yes, I get it. A lot of folks like, hold on. Someone said something about money. So I want to make this crystal clear. I don't know where it went. Well, someone says Facebook doesn't pay you enough money. And that is, so now you are going to start trying to say that. And I will look you in the eye and I will say this: that's not about money. It's not about money. It's not about money. Read my lips. We still get paid for our videos and our video content, and they still run ads. But what it is about is the fact that we're being shadow banned and a lot of folks can't find us. So if you're able to, whoever said that, I can't find your particular comment, but you can read the comments and you can see how many people are saying that they can't find us. They can't find a lot of channels of ours on Facebook. That would be a lot of the Morrow Hill channels. They can't find them. And so that's what it has to do with. And so what happens is, Facebook has an agenda. They have a business to run. And I don't think that our business aligns with their business. But I will say this again. You don't have to do anything. I was giving y'all a heads up on how we're going to start trying to experiment with a few more things to see if we can figure it all out. That's what we have to do as business managers. Okay, well, that's all I wanted to say. I feel like we're ending on a bad note, and that was not at all how I wanted this to end. I will just reemphasize that Facebook was the ones who gave us a chance. Facebook is who introduced us to the world. And so I will never talk poorly of Facebook, but I will say that, in my opinion, the business model of Facebook has changed from where it was when they met us. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing derogatory about Facebook. And so anyway, so, well, listen, I guess I will let you guys go with that. It's been a really fun week. A lot of neat things coming up in next week's videos. Thank y'all for watching. And like I said earlier, we're very blessed to have you. So thankful for your love and your support. And we will catch you guys on the next video, which will be tomorrow. All right. Don't forget me and Jamie on Sunday. Bye, guys.